Operation London Bridge. That's the code name given to the plan in place for the days and weeks after Queen Elizabeth II's passing. The Queen has been sitting on the royal throne since 1952. That's the longest reign of any monarch in British history. And during that time, she's seen over a dozen UK Prime Ministers, nearly 20 Summer Olympics, and over half a dozen popes. The Queen is the cornerstone to the Commonwealth, the patron to almost 600 organisations and charities, and plays a pivotal role in the UK's alliance with many countries. So her passing will bring about a lot of change. Not just for the United Kingdom, but potentially the world. Her private secretary, the Right Honourable Edward Young, will immediately pass a message on to the acting Prime Minister at the time. That message will likely read, "London Bridge is down." The Prime Minister will then set Operation London Bridge into action. Within minutes, the 15 governments outside of the UK where the Queen is head of state will be informed over a secure line. And that will be followed by the other 36 Commonwealth nations and leaders around the world. The gates of Buckingham Palace will then dawn a black-edged notice of the news. At the same time, a newsflash will alert media around the world. Every media outlet is prepared for the news. Every radio station has a network of lights that will flash to indicate a national catastrophe such as this. All BBC shows will stop and proceed to run a feed dedicated to the news. Newsreaders will change into the black suits and clothing that is on hand at all times in the news studio, and the traditional red BBC News branding will turn black. Newspapers, TV channels and radio stations have days of coverage ready to go. On the same day as her death, the Queen's eldest son, Charles, will immediately become king. And it's reported that the stock exchange, businesses and shops across the UK will likely close for the day out of respect. The day after the Queen's death, on a live stream, Charles will make his first official speech as king. And the government will swear its allegiance to the sound of a 41-gun salute in Hyde Park, London. After that, King Charles, if this is the name he so chooses, will set off on a UK tour, visiting the leaders of government in the capitals of each country, Edinburgh, Belfast and Cardiff, before returning to London. During this period, TV channels will play the many documentaries already made in the Queen's honour, and the BBC will refrain from playing comedy shows as a sign of respect until after the funeral. 4 days after her death, the Queen's coffin will be led on a military procession from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall. Here she will lie in state over the next 4 days, and after which King Charles, family and dignitaries will pay their respects. Then the doors will open to likely hundreds of thousands of people queued up outside. The funeral is estimated to take place 10 to 12 days after the Queen's passing. But one thing is certain, the day of the funeral will be an official bank holiday for the whole of the United Kingdom. The stock exchange will close for a second time in under 2 weeks, and many businesses will follow suit. At 11 AM sharp, the bells of Big Ben will chime, the country will fall silent, and the coffin will be brought inside Westminster Abbey, where 2,000 specially invited guests will bow their heads in prayer. After the service, the coffin will be taken to Windsor Castle, and then finally to St George's Chapel, where Queen Elizabeth II will likely be laid to rest next to her father, King George VI. Likely within a year after the funeral, an official coronation for King Charles will take place on yet another bank holiday. All in all, accounting for the multiple bank holidays, funeral expenses and coronation celebrations, the Queen's passing is estimated to cost the UK economy billions of pounds. In addition, hundreds of changes will happen across the UK in the months to come. New British currency will be printed with the King's portrait, and the Queen's currency will slowly be removed from use. The same will happen for stamps, passports, and police and military uniforms, and the national anthem will be changed to God Save the King. Not to mention how the world and Commonwealth will react to the new king could alter the British royal family forever. For example, there is growing support in Australia for the country to become a republic, and the Queen's death could heighten that support. This could lead other countries to follow suit, which would almost certainly weaken the British monarchy. This scenario will one day be upon us. Operation London Bridge will be triggered, and arguably the biggest funeral of our lifetime will be witnessed around the world. This will be the end of an era.
Howard Brackett, Howard Brackett, Howard Shai, Brackett, Howard Brackett, Howard Shai, How Law by Howard Shai, by Howard Kakadash, give honor to the elder apostle, great Moses Woodwell, and certified taking the oxen and put to the truth across the four corners of the earth to the fair and power Howard by Howard Shai, the hope will let, and who the world literally called God, his name is Howard, and who the world literally called Jesus Christ, his name is Howard Shai. Alright, my heart call from the great Moses Los Angeles camp of the Inland Empire region. And what the Queen Elizabeth II supposedly passed away today. But I want to do this video on Operation London Bridge. All right, it's basically something that they have in place in case the Queen Elizabeth died, which she actually did. But they've been having this. The playbook, as you would say, what they were going to do when the Queen Elizabeth died for years, all right? So all this is being planned out, and it's a likely scenario that could be played out to get the MOTB out in a major way, okay? Because today we're not ignorant of Satan devices, and we also know that Esau is trying to find the right crisis or scenarios to implement the MOTB with the mark of the beast, all right, the beast system, all right, with the RFID chip, all right, the Charagma that I spoke of the mark of Revelation 13, verse 16, all right, which is the chip that allow you to buy and sell, and you be able to access and utilize the system or the society as known as the beast system. Okay, and the beast system is the stuff that's already in place. All right, when they just the chip, all right, digital currency would be the new currency. All right, the dollar would be done away with, and this would operate London Bridge might create, okay? It's the it's the blazing breath. Lucky. But they have a YouTube channel as well. But it's their Telegram group. They said the news has become official now. It appeared like Operation London Bridge was a success as the world is shifting into a digital currency and a technocratic new world order. It makes sense, all right, the MOTB, because her oldest son, all right, Prince Charles, all right, will now become King Charles III, okay? And he's been pushing digital currency, all right, for years, all right, which I'll show you some of the clip. And shout out to the brother, Charagma. I might say his name wrong, but out there in London. All right, the second hand bro out there in the London camp. He uploaded like in the same video that's in this Blazing Press group chat, which is 13 minutes long, the same video, all right, with Operation London Bridge. And I'll put that in the in the post-production with Operation London Bridge is, all right. So the Great Reset Time, which is another Telegram group, it said Operation London Bridge, what will happen when the Queen dies if she's already dead. One day, Queen Elizabeth II passed away, resulting in arguably the biggest funeral of the century. The preparation for the days, week, and month after her passing are given the code name Operation London Bridge. Upon her death, her eldest son, Prince Charles, will immediately become king. This could signal great change, not just for the United Kingdom, but potentially the world, all right, which is the cutoff point. And you will see, all right, in this video that Prince Charles been pushing the digital currency for quite some time, all right? First off, let me get this scripture. Second Corinthians 2:11, let Satan, which is the adversary, all right? The adversary is Esau, Edom, all right? Mainly the elite, okay? Which they are part of that elite family, all right? Should get an advantage of us, but we are not ignorant of his devices, all right? So we're not in the dark when it comes to Esau doing certain stuff, all right? Because people bring out information, and we go into those information and filter it to the scriptures, all right? Link it to prophecies, all right? And Esau is going to deceive the masses, all right? And we're not ignorant into the deception that they're going to bring out, all right? Once Queen Elizabeth II had passed away, all right? We are in the know, okay? Let me just pull it up on this brother's page, all right? I'm trying to get to the point. Okay. It said her fake death made public because either she faked her death or she already had died a year ago already, because there was a leak that supposedly she had died, all right, and then they turned around and said it was an error, it was fake news, all right. So being that he's the devil, which is the job is to deceive the people, so either she faked her death or she already died at an earlier date and are just now making an announcement, because now Esau is ready to move into the next phase of bringing about this new world order. All right, well, ultimately, the Yahweh Shai is controlling and all this. All right, so he's making this devil make these moves. Okay.
Investigation has been launched after sensitive emails containing details of protocols.
All right, let me speed up the. There we go.
I just wanted to say, if I may, how much I applaud, for what it's worth, your determination during this G7 summit to create a greener and more prosperous future in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The global health emergency has shown us what a truly borderless crisis looks like. And of course, we did not fully see COVID coming, yet climate change and biodiversity loss represent a borderless crisis.
So they're trying to use all these different smoke and mirror, the climate change and the pandemic and all that. All these just smoke and mirror for Esau to try to implement and get the logistics of the MOTB system up and running, or in place, should I say. All right. This could be the opportunity for them to change the currency, okay? It's just like when the Queen when somebody died, or the king or the queen, they have to change the money. Then now there's a new person, which is King Charles. All right, which is other video. This where's it at?
Society situation. Now, of course, the Queen's head is on all of the money, and when the Queen dies, they change the money. So along with the obvious psyop, this could be a situation to push digital currencies. So that's another thing to look out for, because the Dragon Boy Prince Charles apparently will be announced as king the day after the Queen dies. It says here, with this, the coins and notes which all of us use will need to be replaced because they currently have the face of Queen Elizabeth II on them. New currency will be printed and distributed out all over the UK, with the old currency gradually phased out. And it's not just the UK which will be affected by the currency change. There will be changes in the currency of many other countries, such as Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. So all of these countries will then have to change their money. As you can see, this could be an opportunity for them to even more so push the cashless agenda. They will say, they could say, oh, we can't afford to print all of this money now. It's going to be too expensive. We've got all of these financial problems. We can't afford to make all of these new coins with Prince Great Reset Charles head on. Please try and use digital payments to help. That could be something they might try. They might try to slip in there.
See, that's something that they can use as an excuse to why they gotta put the digital currency, all right, implement digital currency, as opposed to
the solutions to which have been
printing out new money with King Charles on the paper. All right, they can just go ahead and bring about the implementation of digital currency. Okay.
Argued about and postponed for far too long. The fight against this terrible pandemic provides, if ever one was needed, a crystal clear example of the scale and sheer speed at which the global community can tackle crises when we combine political will with business ingenuity and public mobilization. Now, after I suppose very nearly 50 years of trying to raise awareness of the growing climate and environmental crisis, I'm at last sensing a change in attitudes and the build-up of positive momentum. I have listened closely to leaders of many countries, particularly Commonwealth nations, and I've listened to those leaders of the private sector who are now more and more anxious to invest in the projects and new technologies that could establish a more rapid transition to sustainability. Some 300 of the world's top CEOs from every sector of the economy, including financial services, and representing well over $60 trillion of assets under management, joined my Sustainable Markets Initiative and demonstrated how acutely sensitive they are to the way both consumers, who control more than 60% of global GDP, and shareholders, who are now demanding changes in the way businesses behave. Shareholders, who are now demanding changes in the way businesses behave. In the United Kingdom, it is only too clear that we will need trillions of dollars of investment every year. We will need trillions of dollars of investment every year to create the necessary new infrastructure that will save our...
And that new infrastructure is talking about the beat system, all right, with the port, the MOTB, for you to buy and still, to track all your movement, all right, all that, the internet thing, the body, internet, all that stuff, all right.
And farms.
So he could be the perfect candidate to put that, because he already been talking about it before Queen Elizabeth II had passed away, and now he's the king, okay.
Our oceans and our wildlife, which is why I've spent so much time over the past 19 months trying to form a global alliance amongst the private sector so that climate change can be tackled in partnership, about what is needed to overcome barriers and unlock trillions of dollars and attract the necessary institutional investment for new ones. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it for the pandemic.
See, so, when you check out the Operate the London Bridge, it talked about how there could be a bank holiday declared, all right, after she died, and then it could be more bank holiday for her funeral. The banking sector gonna be closed, and business gonna be closed too, and that's gonna be the time where they can transition over to a digitalized currency. Okay, and we know Etho like to do banking holidays in order to change the currency. Okay, which means the bank will be closed, and then they'll institute or they'll bring about a new type of currency. Okay. So Revelation 13, because all this is a likely scenario that can be played out to bring in about the beat system, all right, the MOTB. Okay, this is Revelation 13, all right. And 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and caught these, and that's part of the image of the beast. All right, give him what is to be the political, all right, the religion pushing for that the beast system, all right, the MOTB, all right, that's them speaking, all right. Should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast will be killed. That haven't happened yet because it's not implemented yet. It ain't been mandatory yet. Okay, but want to be made mandatory, the same figurehead, the government is gonna basically have it to where if you're not down with this beast system, aka the New World Order, you're gonna be killed for it. You're gonna die. Their goal is to enslave the world, all right, which is not going to be successful at that. Verse 15, and called it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, all right. So it doesn't matter what your social status is, how much money you make, whether you going to school, work, in prison, all right. It doesn't matter how old or young you are, you're going to be presented, all right, to take the MOTB, all right, the Charagma, all right, which is that RFID chip, all right, to receive a mark, all right, in the Greek is Charagma, all right, which is an inserted incision, all right, that's gonna be implanted into your body, all right, and that's gonna be your basically your ticket sort of thing in order to operate in this beat system. To receive a mark in her right hand or in her forehead, and that no man might buy it or steal, save he that hath the mark with the Charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right. And that's what it's gonna boil down to. All right. Whether you get down with this beast system, or you're gonna be locked out of this system. All right. Or you're gonna die. Okay. 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6, which is 666. And the Greek is Chi Psi Sigma, all right? And you think about a stigma, it's what? Like stigmata, a stigma, a marking to put on you, all right? For those who are his, all right, slaves, okay? So that's what it boiled down to, man. So hopefully, they went on my lunch break. Can't make the video too long, but hopefully I got all the important information and pieces about this Operation London Bridge, okay, and how it can propel, all right, this beast system coming online, all right, and make it implement the digital currency, okay. You gotta remember everything starts in the on the eastern side of the world. All right, the EU, and then the NATO country, and then over here to the west coast. I mean, over here to the state, America. Hopefully, this was edifying. The parents, how about Shai? I'm going to say Twali Howard Shai. Shalom.